The massive hangar bay of Earth's orbital shipyard buzzed with activity as final preparations for the HMS Nebula's launch were underway. Captain Li Jin stood in front of the observation window, his weathered face reflecting both pride and responsibility as he gazed at humanity's greatest achievement. The Nebula-Class Battleship stretched nearly 2 kilometers in length, its sleek hull gleaming under the artificial lights. Commander Park Hannah walked briskly through the corridors, her tablet displaying endless streams of data from the pre-launch diagnostics. She had spent the last 5 years of her life helping to build this ship, and now the moment of truth had arrived. The click of her boots against the polished floor echoed as she made her way to the bridge. The bridge crew was already at their stations when she arrived. Captain Lee turned from the window and nodded to her. "Status report, Commander. Engineering reports the dark matter core is stable, Captain. All primary and secondary systems are running at optimal levels," she replied, taking her position at the command console. The holographic displays around them showed the ship's vital signs: power distribution, shield strength, weapon systems, and the revolutionary quantum drive that would change space travel forever. The ship's AI, designating itself as Araya, spoke in a calm voice through the bridge speakers. "Warning. Detecting minor fluctuation in the quantum harmonics. Adjusting containment fields." Chief Engineer Song Mi's voice came through the comm system. "Bridge, engineering. Don't worry about that warning. It's just the core settling into its final configuration. We've seen this in all our simulations." Captain Lee smiled slightly. The entire crew had trained together for months in virtual simulations, but this was different. This was real. The dark matter core hummed beneath their feet, its power carefully contained by fields that humanity had only theorized about a decade ago. "Attention all hands," Captain Lee's voice carried throughout the ship. "This is the captain speaking. In 10 minutes, we will begin launch procedures. Every person on this ship represents the best of humanity. Together, we carry the hopes and dreams of our species into the stars." Commander Park watched as the crew performed their final checks. Tactical Officer Choi Jun verified weapon systems were in standby mode. Navigation Officer Kim Ta calibrated the quantum sensors. Communications Officer Yoon Soo established links with mission control. The massive hangar doors began to open, revealing the star-filled expanse of space. Earth hung below them, a beautiful blue marble that had given birth to their species and now watched as its children prepared to take their first true steps into the galaxy. "All stations, report readiness," Commander Park ordered, her fingers moving across her console with practiced efficiency. "Tactical, ready. Navigation, ready. Engineering, ready. Medical, ready. Communications, ready." Captain Lee took his seat in the command chair. "AI, begin launch sequence." The ship's AI acknowledged the command. The dark matter core's hum increased in pitch as power flowed through the vessel's systems. Outside, the docking clamps began to retract one by one. "Docking clamps released," reported Officer Kim. "Maneuvering thrusters online." Commander Park felt her heart rate increase despite her calm exterior. Years of training had prepared her for this moment, but nothing could fully prepare anyone for being part of such a historic event. "Take us out, nice and easy," Captain Lee ordered. 1/4 thrust on maneuvering engines. The massive ship began to move, slowly at first, then with increasing confidence as it cleared the hangar bay. The bridge crew worked in perfect synchronization, each person focused entirely on their tasks. "We are clear of the shipyard," Officer Kim announced. "All navigation buoys confirm our position." Captain Lee leaned forward slightly in his chair. "Engineering, how's our core looking?" "Perfect, Captain," Chief Engineer Song replied. "Dark matter containment is stable. Quantum drive is spooled and ready for our first jump when you give the word." The ship continued to move away from Earth's orbital facilities. Other vessels in the area maintained their distance, their crews no doubt watching in awe as the HMS Nebula demonstrated its first signs of life. Communications, signal mission control that we are ready for Phase 2, Captain Lee ordered. Officer Yoon transmitted the message. The response came back quickly. HMS Nebula, you are cleared for quantum drive test. Good luck. The moment had arrived. Captain Lee looked at Commander Park, who nodded her readiness. All hands, secure for quantum drive activation. Engineering, begin power transfer to the quantum core. The ship's lighting dimmed briefly as power was redirected. The dark matter core's hum changed pitch again, rising to a sound that seemed to exist just at the edge of human hearing. Quantum field stabilizing, AIA reported. Field integrity at 100%. Ready for activation on your mark, Captain. Captain Lee took a deep breath. This was the moment that would prove whether humanity's greatest technological achievement would succeed or fail. The quantum drive was theoretical until now. No other species had managed to create one successfully. Engage quantum drive, he ordered. Take us to the first waypoint. The universe seemed to hold its breath for a moment. Then, reality itself appeared to bend around the ship. Stars stretched into lines of light, then snapped back to points as space itself folded around the HMS Nebula. The bridge crew held their breath, waiting. A second later, Officer Kim called out, "Quantum jump successful. We're exactly on target, Captain. 8 light minutes from Earth, perfect alignment with the sun's outer gravity well." A cheer went up from the bridge crew, quickly echoed throughout the ship as the news spread. Humanity had done it. They had created technology that would revolutionize space travel. Captain Lee allowed himself a small smile as he looked at the readouts. The quantum drive had performed exactly as designed, using less than 2% of the dark matter core's total power. The ship's systems were all operating perfectly, and their position was precisely where it should be. "Well done, everyone," he said quietly. "Mission control. This is HMS Nebula. Phase 2 complete. All systems nominal. Requesting permission to proceed with Phase 3. As they waited for the response, Commander Park studied the sensor readings. The quantum drive had performed better than even their most optimistic projections. With this success, humanity had just become one of the most technologically advanced species in known space. The response from Earth finally arrived. HMS Nebula. Congratulations on a successful first jump. You are cleared for Phase 3. Show them what humanity can do. Captain Lee nodded to Commander Park. They both knew what was coming next. Their first contact with alien vessels was scheduled for Phase 3. The Galactic Confederation would be watching, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy that they were no longer the primitive species they had been labeled as. "All hands," Captain Lee announced, "prepare for Phase 3 operations. Let's show the galaxy what the HMS Nebula can do." Lieutenant Kim Dai stood at attention in the HMS Nebula's conference room, watching the alien diplomats file in one by one. The Galactic Confederation delegation consisted of 5 different species, each more exotic than the last. Ambassador Krell led them, his crystalline body catching the light and sending rainbow patterns across the walls. The room had been specially designed for this meeting, with chairs and atmospheric settings adjusted to accommodate various alien physiologies. Captain Lee Jin and Commander Park Hannah were already seated at the head of the table, maintaining professional composure despite the historic nature of this encounter. "Welcome aboard the HMS Nebula," Captain Lee said, his voice translated instantly by the ship's advanced communication systems. "We are honored to host the Galactic Confederation's diplomatic delegation." Ambassador Krell's crystal facets shifted in what humans had learned was their version of a polite smile. "The honor is ours, Captain, though we must admit some surprise at your rapid technological advancement." Lieutenant Kim noticed the slight pause in the ambassador's words. Just 10 years ago, the Confederation had dismissed Earth as a developing world unworthy of full membership. Now they were here, trying to hide their curiosity about humanity's newest achievement. "We have prepared a complete technical briefing," Commander Park said, activating the holographic display in the center of the table. With your permission, we'll begin with an overview of the Nebula-Class specifications. The alien representatives leaned forward as the ship's schematics appeared in the air before them. Lieutenant Kim carefully observed their reactions as the first numbers began scrolling across their data tablets. The Myraxian representative, a being of pure energy contained within an environmental suit, was the first to react. Their containment field flickered with what Kim recognized as agitation. These power readings, they cannot be correct. I assure you, they are entirely accurate, Commander Park replied. The dark matter core operates at 99.9% efficiency, allowing us to power both the quantum drive and our defensive systems simultaneously. The Voraxian delegate, an insectoid being with multiple compound eyes, clicked its mandibles rapidly. Impossible. Your species was barely achieving fusion power when we last evaluated your technology. These quantum harmonics are beyond even our theoretical models. Lieutenant Kim fought to keep his satisfaction hidden as he advanced to the next slide of the presentation. The hologram shifted to show the ship's quantum drive in operation, complete with real-time data from their successful test jump. Ambassador Krell's crystalline form vibrated slightly, a sign of intense emotion among his species. You've achieved stable quantum field generation, without a gravitational anchor. The HMS Nebula can generate its own quantum fields independently, Captain Lee confirmed. We can initiate quantum jumps from any position in space without the need for external support structures. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. The Confederation's ships required massive gravitational anchor points to achieve quantum travel, limiting their strategic mobility. The HMS Nebula had just demonstrated technology that made their entire defense doctrine obsolete. Perhaps, the Myraxian representative said carefully, we should discuss revising Earth's status within the Confederation. Lieutenant Kim advanced to the next slide, showing the ship's defensive capabilities. The alien delegates' reactions became even more pronounced as they saw the specifications for the adaptive shield matrix and the quantum-enhanced weapon systems. Our scientists would be very interested in establishing a technical exchange program, Ambassador Krell said, trying to maintain diplomatic composure. Of course, we would share our own advances in return. Captain Lee smiled politely. We would be happy to discuss technology sharing agreements once Earth's full membership in the Confederation has been approved. The meeting continued for several hours as the delegates asked increasingly detailed questions about the ship's capabilities. Lieutenant Kim noticed how they seemed particularly interested in the AI integration systems and the neural interface technology that allowed human crews to operate the advanced systems efficiently. As the briefing concluded, Ambassador Krell approached Lieutenant Kim privately. Your species has surprised us, Lieutenant. We did not expect such rapid advancement. Kim nodded respectfully. Humanity has always been good at exceeding expectations, Ambassador. The crystal being's facets shifted in what might have been amusement. Indeed, I suspect we will all need to adjust our expectations going forward. After the delegation departed, Lieutenant Kim joined Captain Lee and Commander Park in reviewing the meeting's outcome. The ship's AI, provided a detailed analysis of the aliens' physiological responses during the briefing. They were shocked, Araya concluded. Their biological readings indicated extreme surprise and, in some cases, alarm when they realized the full extent of our technological capabilities. Commander Park smiled. Well, they wanted proof that humanity was ready for full Confederation membership. I'd say we just gave them quite a demonstration. Captain Lee nodded thoughtfully. This is just the beginning. The real test will be how they respond to this shift in the balance of power. Not everyone in the Confederation will be happy to see Earth advance so quickly. Lieutenant Kim thought about the barely concealed surprise and concern he had observed during the meeting. Sir, do you think they'll try to restrict our technology now that they know what we're capable of? They can try, Captain Lee replied. But the HMS Nebula has already proven that humanity won't be easily contained anymore. We've earned our place among the stars, Lieutenant. Now we just have to make sure we use that position wisely." As they discussed the implications of the meeting, Lieutenant Kim couldn't help but feel proud. Humanity had not just caught up to the Confederation's technology, they had surpassed it in several key areas. The aliens' reactions today proved that Earth could no longer be dismissed as a backward world on the galactic frontier. The HMS Nebula had changed everything, and the galaxy would never be the same. Chief Engineer Song Mai stood in the HMS Nebula's main engineering bay, surrounded by a group of alien technical observers. Her hands moved confidently over the control panels as she prepared to demonstrate the ship's most revolutionary feature, its adaptive shield matrix powered by the human eye neural interface. "What you're about to see," she explained, "is something we developed by studying how human brains process information." The holographic display in front of them showed the ship's shield geometry in real time. "RIA, begin shield demonstration sequence alpha." The ship's AI responded immediately. The shield patterns began to shift, flowing like liquid metal across the ship's hull. The alien observers watched intently, their various sensory organs focused on the display readings. "Impossible," muttered one of the technocrats, his cybernetic eyes whirring as they tried to analyze the patterns. "The energy signatures are constantly changing. Our sensors can't lock onto any consistent pattern." Song Mi nodded, allowing herself a small smile. "That's exactly the point. The shield matrix adapts using the same neural patterns that human brains use to process new information. It never creates the same pattern twice." She gestured to a nearby terminal where her neural interface connection was visible, a small device at the base of her skull that linked her directly to the ship's systems. "Every human crew member contributes to the shield's adaptive capabilities. We don't just operate the ship, we're part of its defensive systems." The aliens exchanged concerned glances. One of them, a being made primarily of plasma energy, moved forward to examine the readings more closely. But the power requirements for such a system would be enormous. "That's where the dark matter core comes in," Song Mai explained. She pulled up another display showing the power distribution network. "The core provides virtually unlimited energy, and the neural interface allows us to direct it with the speed and efficiency of human thought." To demonstrate, she connected fully to the system. The aliens watched in amazement as the shield patterns began shifting even more rapidly, creating complex geometric shapes that seemed to defy the laws of physics. "Try scanning the hull now," she suggested. The alien observers activated their scanning devices. Their confusion was evident as their instruments failed to provide any useful data. The shields weren't just blocking their scans, they were actively misleading them, providing false readings that changed too quickly to analyze. "The strategic implications of this technology are significant," one of the technocrats said carefully. "No known weapon system could maintain a target lock through these interference patterns." Song Mi nodded. "That's just the defensive applications. Would you like to see how we've integrated the neural interface with our offensive systems?" Before they could respond, an alarm sounded throughout the engineering bay. "Chief Engineer," Aria's voice came through the speakers, "we're detecting an anomaly in the quantum drive containment field." Song Mi's neural interface activated automatically, feeding her detailed information about the situation. Through her connection to the ship's systems, she could feel the slight fluctuation in the quantum field, as if it were an ache in her own body. "Excuse me," she said to the observers, her hands already moving across the control panels. "Aria, initiate containment protocol Delta 7. The aliens watched in fascination as Song Mi worked. Through her neural interface, she coordinated with Aria and the other engineering crew members, making dozens of minute adjustments to the quantum field stabilizers every second. The entire process took less than 30 seconds. "Containment field stabilized," Aria announced. "Well done, Chief Engineer." The alien observers were silent for a moment. Finally, one of them spoke. "Your reaction time. It was faster than our most advanced automated systems. The neural interface allows us to make decisions and adjustments at the speed of thought." Song Mai explained. "We don't need to rely on pre-programmed responses. We can adapt to any situation in real time." She could see the implications of this sinking in. The aliens had always believed their technological superiority came from removing the organic element from their systems, relying on pure machine logic. The HMS Nebula proved that integrating human consciousness with artificial intelligence created something far more powerful than either alone. "Would any of you like to see the dark matter core itself?" Song Mai asked, knowing the answer would be yes. The aliens had been trying to crack dark matter technology for centuries. As she led them toward the core chamber, Song Mai felt AI's presence in her mind through the neural interface. The AI had become more than just a computer system. It was a true partner to the human crew, learning and growing from their shared experiences. The alien observers gasped as the core chamber door opened, revealing the swirling darkness contained within fields of pure energy. The sight never failed to impress, even after months of working with it. "This is the heart of the HMS Nebula," Song Mai said proudly. "A perfect fusion of human innovation and artificial intelligence, powered by the fundamental forces of the universe itself." As the aliens studied the core with their various scanning devices, Song Mai knew they were finally beginning to understand. Humanity hadn't just caught up to their technology. They had taken it in an entirely new direction. The HMS Nebula wasn't just a warship. It was proof that combining human consciousness with advanced technology created something greater than the sum of its parts. The future of space travel would never be the same, and humanity was leading the way. Tactical Officer Choi Jun sat alert at his station on the HMS Nebula's bridge, his neural interface humming with data from the ship's advanced sensor array. The first sign of trouble came as a slight disturbance in the quantum field, something massive dropping out of faster-than-light travel. "Contact," he announced, his fingers moving across the holographic controls. "Single vessel on approach vector. Configuration matches Crick's Imperial warship class. Size estimate twice our mass." Captain Li Jin turned from his conversation with Commander Park Hannah, his expression calm despite the tension suddenly filling the bridge. The Crick's empire was known throughout the galaxy as aggressive expansionists who viewed all other species as either servants or threats. "On screen," Captain Li ordered. The main view screen shifted, showing the massive alien vessel. Its hull was covered in the distinctive bone-white armor that the Cricks preferred, making it look like some ancient sea creature swimming through the void. "They're charging weapons," Commander Park reported, her hands already moving across the tactical interface. Through her neural link, she could feel the ship's defensive systems coming online, the shield matrix beginning its complex dance of ever-changing patterns. The ship's AI, spoke through the bridge speakers. "Crick's vessel is broadcasting. Audio only." "Let's hear it," Captain Lee said, standing from his command chair. A harsh, clicking voice filled the bridge. "Human vessel, you have entered restricted space. The Crick's empire does not recognize your rite of passage. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded." Captain Lee's expression didn't change. "Open a channel." After AIA's confirmation, he spoke clearly. "Crick's vessel, this is Captain Li Jin of the Earth ship HMS Nebula. We are in neutral space as defined by Galactic Confederation treaties, which your empire signed. We will not power down." The response came quickly. The clicking sounds more aggressive. "Your species has no standing among the great powers. The treaties do not apply to primitives who have barely left their home system." Choi Jun's sensors picked up more energy readings from the Crick's ship. "Captain, they're powering up their main gun. Energy signature suggests plasma-based weaponry. Shields at full power," Commander Park reported. "Neural interface engage. All crew members linked to defensive systems. Through their neural connections, every crew member could feel the ship's systems responding to their collective consciousness. The shield matrix shifted and flowed, creating patterns that would confuse and deflect any incoming fire." The Crick's ship's massive form grew larger on the view screen as it approached. It was clearly meant to intimidate, nearly 2 kilometers of weaponry and armor, developed over centuries of warfare. Last warning, human vessel, the Krix commander transmitted. Power down or be destroyed. Your primitive shields cannot withstand our weapons. Captain Lee sat back in his command chair, looking perfectly relaxed. Mr. Choi, what's the status of their scanning attempts? Choi Jun checked his readings. They've been trying to analyze our shield patterns since they arrived, sir. The neural adaptive matrix is giving them nothing but false readings. Commander Park, are we within range of their main weapon? Yes, sir, she replied. But they still haven't achieved a targeting lock. The shield interference is working perfectly. Captain Lee nodded. Area, open a channel. After the eye's confirmation, he spoke again. Krix vessel, this is your only warning. The HMS Nebula represents Earth's latest technology. We have no wish for conflict, but we will defend ourselves if attacked. Choose carefully. The response was immediate. Arrogant primitives, you will learn respect. On the view screen, energy gathered at the front of the Krix vessel as their main weapon prepared to fire. Choi Jun's sensors recorded power levels that would have vaporized any normal shield. Incoming fire, he reported calmly, trusting in the ship's systems and his crewmates. The Krix weapon discharged, sending a massive bolt of plasma energy toward the HMS Nebula. Through their neural interfaces, the crew worked as one with ARIA to adjust the shields. The bolt struck the barrier and seemed to splash across it like water, the energy dissipating harmlessly into space. Silence filled the bridge for a moment. Then the Krix commander's voice returned, this time with a note of uncertainty in its clicking. Impossible. Our sensors must be malfunctioning. Their weapons are charging again, Commander Park reported. They're adjusting frequency and power levels. Captain Lee leaned forward slightly. I believe it's time to demonstrate that we're not the primitives they think we are. Commander Park, prepare a warning shot. Mr. Choi, target their secondary weapon array. Minimal damage only. The HMS Nebula's quantum-enhanced weapons came online, guided by the combined consciousness of the crew through their neural interface. When Commander Park fired, the shot threaded through the Krix ship's defensive screen as if it wasn't there, striking exactly where intended and disabling their secondary weapons with surgical precision. Message from the Krix vessel, Araya announced. The clicking voice that came through now had a very different tone. Human vessel, perhaps we should discuss this situation further. We may have been hasty in our assessment of your capabilities. Captain Lee allowed himself a small smile. I believe that would be wise. We're happy to establish diplomatic relations with the Krix Empire, but it must be on equal terms. The era of dismissing humanity as primitives is over. As the tension on the bridge eased, Choi Jun kept his sensors locked on the Krix ship, watching as they powered down their weapons. He knew that word of this encounter would spread quickly through the galaxy. The HMS Nebula had just proven that humanity was a force to be reckoned with, and they had done it without destroying their opponent. This was just the beginning of a new era in galactic politics, and humanity was ready to take its place among the stars. Commander Park Hannah stood at her tactical station, her mind joined with the HMS Nebula's systems through the neural interface. The massive Krix warship had refused their offer of peaceful resolution, and now battle was inevitable. The enemy vessel loomed ahead, its weapons charging for what they believed would be an easy victory. All hands, battle stations, Captain Lee's voice rang through the ship. Through their neural links, every crew member could feel the ship's systems responding, becoming an extension of their collective will. They're targeting our main drive section, Tactical Officer Choi Jun reported, his hands moving across his console. Energy readings suggest they're using their heaviest weapons. Commander Park's mind raced through possible strategies, the ship's AI area helping her calculate countless scenarios in seconds. Captain, request permission to execute maneuver pattern Delta 7. Captain Lee nodded, trusting his second-in-command's judgment. Granted. Show them what this ship can do, Commander. The Krix vessel fired its first salvo, a barrage of plasma torpedoes that would have torn through any conventional shields. But the HMS Nebula was far from conventional. Just before impact, Commander Park initiated the quantum drive for a micro-jump. The human ship seemed to blur, shifting position instantly by several kilometers. The Crick's weapons passed through empty space where their target had been just moments before. Through the neural interface, Park could feel the surprise emanating from their enemy sensor operators. Impossible. The Crick's commander's voice crackled over the comm system. No ship that size can move that quickly. Commander Park allowed herself a small smile as she coordinated with ARIA for their next move. The HMS Nebula's quantum drive spooled up again, this time executing the series of rapid micro-jumps that made the massive ship appear to dance through space. "Their targeting systems can't lock onto us," Choi Jun reported with satisfaction. "Their predictive algorithms aren't designed for quantum-enhanced maneuvers." The Crick's vessel tried to adjust, firing wide spreads of weapons to cover multiple possible positions. But the neural interface allowed the human crew to react at the speed of thought, moving their ship through gaps in the enemy's attack pattern that shouldn't have existed. Engineering reports quantum drive performing at optimal levels. Chief Engineer Song Mi's voice came through the bridge speakers. "The dark matter core is handling the power demands easily." Commander Park initiated another series of maneuvers, this time bringing the HMS Nebula into attack position. Through her neural link, she could feel the ship's weapons systems charging, ready to strike with precision that would have been impossible without the human-AI integration. "Target their forward shield generators," she ordered. "Minimal power, surgical strikes only. We're showing restraint, not weakness." The HMS Nebula's quantum-enhanced weapons fired, the beams passing through the Crick's ship's defensive screens as if they weren't there. Small explosions bloomed across the enemy vessel's hull as their shield generators went offline one by one. "They're trying to bring their main gun to bear," Choi Jun warned. "Energy spike detected." "Execute pattern Omega," Commander Park commanded. The entire crew felt the ship respond, using its quantum drive to split reality itself. For a brief moment, the HMS Nebula existed in multiple positions simultaneously, making it impossible for the enemy to determine which was real. The Crick's ship's massive main gun fired, unleashing enough energy to vaporize a small moon, but they were shooting at shadows. The real HMS Nebula appeared behind them, its weapons already targeting their engine section. "Their power core is destabilizing," Choi Jun reported. "One more hit there could trigger a catastrophic overload." Commander Park held her fire, watching through the ship's sensors as the Crick's vessel struggled to recover. Their once proud enemy was now drifting, multiple systems disabled, their tactical advantage completely neutralized. HMS Nebula. The Crick's commander's voice had lost all its previous arrogance. We yield. Never in combat have we encountered such technology. Such skill." Captain Lee stood from his command chair. "We accept your surrender. Power down your remaining weapons and prepare to receive our engineering teams. We'll help you stabilize your core." As the tension on the bridge eased, Commander Park began scanning the damage reports. The HMS Nebula had emerged from the battle without a single hit, its shields still at full power, its dark matter core humming contentedly. "Well done, Commander," Captain Lee said quietly. "You've just shown the galaxy that humanity isn't just capable of building advanced technology. We know how to use it." Through the neural interface, Park could feel the pride and satisfaction of the entire crew. They had faced one of the most powerful warships in known space and defeated it not through brute force, but through the perfect integration of human creativity and advanced technology. The Crick's empire would spread word of this battle, and soon every species in the galaxy would know. Humanity had arrived, and they had brought innovations that changed the very nature of space combat. As engineering teams prepared to assist their former enemy, Commander Park began drafting her battle report. This encounter would be studied in military academies across Earth for years to come. The day when human ingenuity proved superior to centuries of alien military tradition. The HMS Nebula had just written a new chapter in the history of warfare, and Commander Park knew this was only the beginning. The stars themselves seemed brighter somehow, welcoming humanity's emergence as a true power among them. "RIA," she said through her neural link, "begin analyzing battle data. Let's make sure we're ready for whatever comes next." The AI's response came with a hint of satisfaction. "Analysis already underway, Commander. I believe we're going to need a larger database for storing surrender messages." Communications Officer Yoon-soo sat at his station on the HMS Nebula's bridge, managing the flood of incoming transmissions. After their victory over the Krix warship, it seemed every species in the galaxy wanted to speak with them. The most urgent message came from the Galactic Confederation Council itself. "Captain," Yoon called out, trying to keep his excitement in check. "The Confederation Council is requesting an immediate audience. They've cleared their entire schedule." Captain Lee Jin stood from his command chair, straightening his uniform. The same council that had dismissed Earth as an undeveloped world just years ago was now treating them as equals. "Put them through to the main conference room." "Commander Park, you're with me." As they walked through the ship's corridors, crew members snapped to attention, pride evident in their bearing. The neural interface system let them all share in the collective achievement. They had proven humanity's worth to the galaxy. The conference room's holographic systems activated as they entered, projecting life-sized images of the council members. 7 different species were represented, each one a major power in their own right. Ambassador Krell's crystalline form sparkled even through the holographic projection. Captain Lee, the council leader, a being of pure energy named Voss, spoke first. "Recent events have forced us to reconsider Earth's position within the Confederation." Captain Lee took his seat calmly. "We're happy to discuss new arrangements, Council Leader. Earth has demonstrated that we're ready for full membership." "More than ready," another council member, a cybernetically enhanced humanoid, interjected. "Your quantum drive technology alone surpasses our best achievements. And this neural interface system, it changes everything we thought we knew about human potential." Through the neural link, Commander Park could sense ARIA monitoring the council members' reactions. The AI was recording every subtle gesture and tone shift for later analysis. "The Krix Empire has already submitted a formal protest," Ambassador Krell said. "They claim your ship's capabilities violate several technological restriction treaties." Captain Lee allowed himself a small smile. "Treaties that Earth never signed, Ambassador. We developed our technology independently, without any assistance from the Confederation that rejected us." The council members shifted uncomfortably. They had spent centuries maintaining their technological superiority over younger races. Now humanity had not only caught up but surpassed them in several key areas. "We propose immediate acceptance of Earth into the Confederation," Council Leader Voss announced, "with full voting rights and access to all technological exchange programs." "In exchange for sharing our advances?" Commander Park asked, already knowing the answer. "Your neural interface system particularly interests us," the cybernetic council member admitted. "The ability to merge organic consciousness with artificial intelligence so seamlessly. It's revolutionary." Captain Lee leaned forward slightly. "Earth is willing to share our technologies, but we have conditions. First, we want guarantees that our innovations won't be restricted or controlled by Confederation regulations." The council members exchanged glances. This was not how newly admitted species usually behaved. But humanity had earned the right to make demands. "The Krix incident has shown us that the old power structure needs to change," Council Leader Voss said carefully. "Perhaps it's time for fresh perspectives in galactic governance." Through their neural links, Captain Lee and Commander Park could feel AIA analyzing the diplomatic implications. The AI highlighted subtle shifts in the council members' body language, suggesting they were more desperate for alliance than they were letting on. "We accept Earth's full membership," Ambassador Krell announced formally. And we propose creating a new Joint Technical Development Committee, with Earth having equal representation. Captain Lee nodded. That would be acceptable. We believe cooperation will benefit everyone. Humanity doesn't seek dominance. We want partnership. The relief among the council members was almost palpable. They had feared Earth might choose to stand alone, becoming a rival power rather than an ally. There is one more matter, Council Leader Voss said. The Krix Empire's defeat has created a power vacuum in their sector. We would like the HMS Nebula to assist in maintaining stability during this transition. Showing the flag, Commander Park commented, letting everyone see that Earth is now a major power. Precisely, the Cybernetic Council member agreed. Your ship has become a symbol of technological advancement. Its presence will help prevent opportunistic aggression from other powers. Captain Lee considered the request. Through the neural interface, he could feel his crew's eagerness for new challenges. We accept this mission. The HMS Nebula will help maintain peace while the new balance of power stabilizes. As the meeting concluded, the council members seemed almost relieved. They had adapted quickly to humanity's new status, choosing alliance over potential rivalry. Captain Araya's voice came through their neural links after the council members' holograms faded. I've analyzed their reactions throughout the meeting. They're genuinely impressed by our achievements, but also concerned about maintaining their own influence. As they should be, Commander Park said. We've changed the game entirely. Neural interface technology alone makes their traditional command and control systems obsolete. Captain Lee stood, looking out the conference room's viewport at the stars beyond. We've earned our place among those stars. Now we have to prove we deserve it. The HMS Nebula's presence had shifted the balance of power in the galaxy. Humanity was no longer seen as primitive or backward. They had become innovators, pioneers pushing the boundaries of what was possible. As Captain Lee and Commander Park returned to the bridge, they knew this was just the beginning. Humanity's journey among the stars was truly starting, and the HMS Nebula would lead the way. Chief Engineer Song Mai stood at the observation deck of Earth's orbital station, watching as construction drones swarmed around the massive frames of 5 new Nebula-Class battleships. The HMS Nebula itself floated nearby, its dark matter core powered down for the first time since their historic mission began. Hard to believe it's only been 3 months, Captain Lee said, joining her at the window. Below them, Earth shone like a blue jewel, while above, dozens of alien diplomatic vessels created a glittering constellation around the station. Song Mi smiled, her hand unconsciously touching the neural interface at the base of her skull. Araya misses us. Even powered down, she's still monitoring the construction progress. Through their neural links, they could both feel the ship's AI maintaining a gentle connection with her crew. Araya had grown alongside them during their mission, learning and evolving through their shared experiences. The Confederation technical teams are still trying to understand how we achieve the neural integration, Song Mai said. They can't quite grasp that the key was treating the AI as a true partner, not just a tool. Captain Lee nodded, watching as a Myraxian diplomatic shuttle passed close to one of the construction bays. How are the new ships progressing? Even better than the original, Song Mai replied with pride. We learned a lot during our mission. The new neural interface systems will be even more sophisticated, and the dark matter cores are showing 15% higher efficiency ratings. A soft chime in their neural links indicated an incoming transmission. Captain, Engineer, Commander Park's voice came through clearly. The ceremony is about to begin. They're waiting for us in the main observation hall. As they walked through the station's corridors, they passed representatives from dozens of alien species. Some were Confederation members, others were independent powers who had come to witness humanity's formal recognition as a major galactic civilization. The main observation hall was packed with dignitaries. The massive windows offered a perfect view of the HMS Nebula and the construction bays beyond. Council Leader Voss's energy form pulsed with anticipation as Captain Lee and Song Mi took their places. Today marks a new chapter in galactic history. Voss announced to the assembled crowd. Earth has proven itself not just ready for membership in the galactic community, but capable of leading us into a new era of technological achievement. Through their neural links, Song Mai and Captain Lee could feel AI watching through the station's cameras, recording this historic moment. The AI had become as much a part of their crew as any human. The launch of the HMS Nebula changed everything we thought we knew about technological development, Ambassador Krull added, his crystalline form catching the light. And now, with 5 more Nebula-class ships nearly complete, humanity stands ready to help shape the future of our galaxy. Song Mai looked out at the construction base, remembering the long years of work that had led to this moment. The neural interface technology alone had seemed impossible when they first proposed it. Now it was revolutionizing how species across the galaxy interacted with their machines. The Confederation Science Council has officially recognized Earth's neural integration protocols as the new standard for AI development, Voss continued. And the success of the dark matter core has opened new possibilities for clean, unlimited energy throughout the galaxy. Captain Lee stepped forward to address the gathering. Earth doesn't seek to dominate or control. We want to share our innovations, to work together in building a better future for all species. The HMS Nebula proved that we're ready for that responsibility. Through the windows, they could see work continuing on the new ships. Each one would be more advanced than the last, incorporating lessons learned from the Nebula's maiden voyage. Names had already been chosen: HMS Aurora, HMS Polaris, HMS Vega, HMS Sirius, and HMS Arcturus. We've received applications from 17 different species to join the crews of the new ships, Commander Park reported through their neural links. They all want to experience neural integration firsthand. Song Mai felt a surge of pride. The technology she had helped develop wasn't just advancing humanity, it was bringing species together in ways never before possible. Through the neural interface, organic minds and artificial intelligence could work in perfect harmony. The stars are no longer just lights in our sky, Captain Lee said to the assembled dignitaries. They're our future, and that future is one we'll build together. As the ceremony continued, Song Mai watched the construction drones at work. Each new ship would carry humanity's innovations further into the galaxy. The HMS Nebula had opened the door, proving that humanity belonged among the stars. We did it, she whispered again, feeling ARIA's gentle acknowledgement through the neural link. They had changed not just humanity's future, but the future of every species in the galaxy. The Earth below them seemed to glow brighter, as if conscious of its children's achievements. Around the station, alien vessels moved in complex patterns, their crews eager to learn from humanity's examples. The age of isolation was over. The galaxy had become their home. As Captain Lee finished his speech, Song Mai could already see the next challenges ahead. There would be new technologies to develop, new frontiers to explore. But now, humanity wouldn't face those challenges alone. They had earned their place among the stars, and they would help light the way forward for all species. The HMS Nebula had started it all. But this was just the beginning. A new era was dawning, and humanity was ready to help lead the way into whatever wonders waited among the stars.